Sad, but kind of hilarious.
I ran into my #1 spender on OnlyFans. What's this? And yeah, that's about right.
Look at this. This guy is almost shorter than her. She's probably 5'3" or something like that. He's fat. He has absolutely no sense of style. Bald, has a beard, some kind of strange, stupid tattoo, probably from a video game. As I always say, always judge a book by its cover. 9 times out of 10, you're completely right, and the one time you aren't, it usually doesn't even matter.
Crypto whale looking for a queen. Fan statistics. Subscribed for 1 month. Spent $62,000.
What do you mean subscribe for 1 month and spend 60K? That is absolutely crazy. Also, if you have a NoIf account, you have already lost the game of life in one way or another, honestly. But it's a completely different story from having just a NoIf account and having a NoIf account where you have your own real picture on it. That is crazy.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of... Wow, that's a lot of money. And that's only in 1 month? How does that work? Bro, why? He was stalking her? I don't know if he was or not. Who knows?
Does this count as stalking? I don't even know.
63K in a month. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could probably sub and unsub. I'm not sure. If it's like World of Warcraft, I don't know. Does this not prove...
He does. He's blatantly lying because his only girlfriend was exactly that kind of girl who got with him to get a little bit of clout, and then after she dumped him. Sad. So he knows everything about how OF works because she was working it hard.
Beyond a shadow of a doubt that being rich doesn't equal being smart. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of dumb people, especially make money in crypto, right? Ran into.
True.
I'm guessing more like he found me. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Small business. One of the girls who works for me has OnlyFans about a year ago. The guy came in the store, lost his wallet on the street, and he saw Lisa. He went crazy and started hugging her and just acting nuts. I had to threaten the police to have him leave, and he came back several times looking for her. It was actually pretty scary. Yeah.
Hey, if you have a NoF, yeah, that's probably the exact type of guy you are, okay? There are exceptions, obviously. Not everyone's crazy. Hey, if your co-worker suddenly decides that she's gonna make OF and make it big, hey, I don't blame you for spending $5 on her OF just to see how it was because, you know, you have worked with her probably for a while or something. But that's one thing, okay? This is completely a different story, and a sad one.
I mean, this is the thing, right? Is that being a girl is like playing on a PvP server. All the time you have to worry about like where you're gonna go, make sure like, oh, do I want to go down this aisle, or could there be people camping the aisle? That's just what it...
No, that sounds absolutely insane and stupid. That is not even remotely close to real life. He just took the concept of being a woman and transformed it into some kind of wild safari hunt where around every corner there lurks danger. This is insane. That is such an absolutely out of touch thing to say, and wow.
It's like. Yeah, it's like being on a PvP server, a contested zone. It's nuts.
Sad.
And I know obviously everybody talks all the time about, oh, well, you know, OnlyFans girls make a lot of money.
No,
but,
they
you know,
don't.
there are creepy, weird stalkers, and I definitely think that it's not as much rainbows and butterflies as you might imagine. Actions have consequences. You pose nude, then run the risk of creepy fucks stalking you big time.
Yeah. Obviously.
Jay Murray, I understand that you probably live with like some degree of resentment about the fact that girls can make a lot of money selling nudes on OnlyFans. I would like to let you know that...
White knighted, my king. White knighted.
You're probably in your 20s, right? And so you don't understand the scope of, you know, the male and female interactions as much as I do, and I don't understand.
You kill me.
understand it the way somebody like 50 would understand it.
Delete me from this reality.
At my age,
Sad.
I don't feel that way anymore. I used to feel that way. I don't feel that way anymore.
That's because you have completely given up on human interaction in the first place. What? Obviously, you're gonna accept literally everything when the only thing you accomplished in life is a girl that abused you for clout on the internet to start her OF account. And then you spent literally 2 years constantly texting her in hopes, desperate hopes, that she will magically come back to you. Wow. Sad.
Anymore. The reason why is that I've seen how those dynamics change over the years, and you'll see that as well as you get older. And
yeah,
the reality is that girls get harassed no matter what. There are plenty of...
They're the constant victim of existence. I mean, I was walking down the street the other day, and you know what happened? 5 girls just blew up. Existence is against them. It's crazy.
Girls that get harassed just for posting pictures of themselves. That's it. If you're a pretty girl online, or even if you're an average-looking girl online, and if you're an ugly girl online, you'll get harassed for another reason.
Yeah, the same way that ugly men get harassed in life. Hey, first 5 seconds of the video, I already belittled someone who's short. Because short men shouldn't exist.
But let's say you're an average-looking or a pretty girl online. You are going to constantly have people that are trying to, like, insert themselves into your life and get closer to you than you want them to be.
Insert? What kind of crazy pills is he taking?
That's it.
I did not expect this video to go this way. I thought that we're just gonna have a little bit of fun, you know? Talk about OF and how funny it is. But this got actually only sad. Only sadness.
So, I
These
understand...
stakes are wild, sad, and completely out of touch with reality.
That you, like, this is not a cause and effect of her being an OnlyFans girl. Any girl, like, you talk to, if you talk...
No, this is literally cause and effect of being an OnlyFans girl. If she wasn't, how would he just randomly find her and donate 60k to her? Also, do you want to actually bet money on the fact that that's not the only one he has done it to?
If you talk to 20 girls... Actually, no, it's easier. If you talk to 5 girls that play World of Warcraft, you'll probably get 3 stories of somebody... You'll at least get 1 story, probably, of somebody who tries to get too close to them that makes them uncomfortable.
You know what's the... Yeah, probably. You know what's the caveat of that story? The fact that they let that happen. The stories from women like this are crazy, not because a guy tried to actually approach them and whatnot. Because, you know, if you're against this, you're absolutely... Oh, someone tried to get close to you. Yeah, that's how life works. Do you think at a certain time, place, the stars align, and suddenly a man and a woman just have this connection and they know from distance, yes, we are now gonna be... No. Men approach women, typically. All of these stories are nothing else of women who wanted the attention, and you know what they did? They didn't say no. They let it happen. They knew that the guy is taking it too far, and they just kept letting that happen. Because there are plenty of women, like, come on, this is the internet. Everyone has probably already seen, heard, or even knows a story about this, where a woman is like, yeah, I didn't like that guy, it was not gonna go anywhere, but he called me hot, and that's why I allowed all of that to happen. The world is full of stories like that. Women like it, okay? All these women in World of Warcraft who have a story like this, ask them if they ever said no. No, the answer is never gonna be yes. They will never have said no to this person, or stop, or whatever, or block them, or whatever. That doesn't happen. They have these crazy stories about guys doing this, approaching them and doing that. And yet how often do they say no? Never. They just keep going like nothing's happening. They say thank you when you call them cute and whatever. And that's it.
Can you guys attest to this? Anybody who's known a girl in Warcraft that you'll probably get 10 stories. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, this
Sad.
isn't WoW. Well, what I'm saying is that WoW is a place where men and women interact, right? And it's the same on Twitter or anything else. Stop defending OnlyFans girls. I'm not defending OnlyFans girls, and also...
He's actually defending pretty much women from existence in general.
If you're attacking a girl for doing OnlyFans...
As you should.
You're just stupid.
Nope.
Like, why?
You should call out bad behavior in society. Hey, women constantly lying about how rich they are in OnlyFans is making the world worse. Because that gets new girls into the idea that, hey, wait a minute, I can do this and also be rich. The reality is almost no one makes real money in OF. This was a long time ago, but months ago at this point. But the OF statistic is absolutely out of this world saddening. Like almost no one even makes money here. The average OF salary is $200 in the first month, and then it just turns into nothingness.
Why is it? Have you ever thought to yourself, why should anybody care about what I think somebody can and can't do? Why?
Because that's how the world functions. No one's supposed to care about what you think can and can't do, but it's your job to make them care if it matters.
Why does it matter what my approval is of another person's life? These people are the main character.
No. That is completely, again, insanity. Not even remotely close to real world. We constantly approve things that other people think. That is how laws were made. Laws that govern everyday life. About not deleting Minecraft characters left, right, and center. That was just a bunch of people who thought something was good or bad and came together. The world literally revolves around people saying random things and then agreeing with each other at random without question or anything.
Think that their approval matters. You're an NPC to everybody else around you. Your opinions don't matter. They're of no consequence. They'll never matter. And nobody cares. So, yeah, you can spend all your time talking about like what you think is and isn't okay. But just at the end of the day, try to remind yourself that it's never really going to matter what you're saying. Well, here's my point, right? Is that,
Edit. Did he try to explain and justify why what he says matters now? Oh boy.
Like, this is not something that happens to girls because they have an OnlyFans. This is something that happens to girls. And it happens to girls whether or not they have an OnlyFans. It happens to girls whether or not they are being sexual. It happens.
Yes, things happen to people no matter what. Wow. That's deep.
Happens to girls no matter what. So I don't like this idea that you're going to go and blame this girl for this weird, creepy guy. Like,
she posted it herself. Like, I'm not even sure. Ruby Rose, do you want to bet that that's this girl right here, not this guy right there? She posted it herself. I'm not even sure if I'm not even sure if this is low-key, like, trying to obfuscate it as creepy or something. I don't know.
What the fuck? It's not her fault. That's not true. Words matter. Some people's words, just not his. No, so didn't Karen Soda told you you couldn't stream to Hardcore Raid and Row? Of course, once opinion matter. Well, yeah, because I know Soda. He's like a friend of mine. Like,
oh boy.
So what like, you really, like, man, what's...
So, okay, so this is, yeah, okay, obviously, people are... You can't have a take and say no one's words matter, and then magically your words matter. Yeah, this is gonna be now him fighting against the chat. Well, probably banning people.
What? Oh my god, that's scary.
Huh?
How? I guess there's a lot of people that don't have friends. Or we just assume it's creepy?
Oh, so friends' words matter? But I thought words don't matter. Oh, this is what happens when someone like this tries to be deep.
I mean, I don't know. The guy looked pretty creepy, and the fact that she ran into him randomly, it just seems kind of unlikely that that would happen. Like, you know, I don't know.
Oh, wait. So, this whole speech is based on the fact that now that he sees a Reddit post where a woman herself posted that she ran into her number one's OF sponsor. She herself posted it. She didn't actually write anything negative here. She just said she ran into one. And she even actually made a picture of them. And she's pretty close, actually, to him. This doesn't even seem like the worst case. So, this whole speech about women having a hard life is predicated on a post where we don't even know if she thinks this is a negative interaction. That's crazy. That is crazy.
But, like, yeah, this kind of stuff. Like, I always assume that it's something weird, especially with guys like this. I mean, also, like, can we just address the elephant in the room? Spending...
Guys like this or guys who are like you. Weak, flimsy, balding, short, out of shape.
$60,000 on an OnlyFans girl is not something of a person to the sound mind. It is not something that a person of a sound mind does. This is something...
Actually, it literally, sadly, is, though. If you're a millionaire, $60K on something that you just are window shopping for? Not a big deal. Dubai. Every second woman in Dubai that looks like this is there on some kind of 50, 60, 100 maybe K deal for a week or two.
Thing that somebody who is probably mentally ill or there is something wrong with them does. So, yes, absolutely, I think that there's something wrong. I absolutely...
You know what's about mental illness? Being a millionaire and living in a cockroach-infested shithole. Okay? That's kind of sad.
I think he's probably creepy. I mean, how could you not think that? Fine to have a negative opinion of OnlyFans girls, however, it doesn't mean you should hate them for doing it. I think that there are a lot of things that I don't think that people should do, and I have a negative opinion of. Mm-hmm. But I contextualize that negative opinion in the realization that my opinion doesn't really matter. So,
well, you contextualized nothing in the past 7 minutes like that, so I don't know about that one. That sounds like a lie.
So even if I don't approve of something, that approval, like my approval of something, is of no consequence. So, of course there are things I don't approve of. Like, I'll give you some examples. I don't think...
This is a blatant lie. The way that you can tell that something like that is a blatant, stupid lie is very simple also. If you think your opinion doesn't matter, you don't even espouse it. You keep it to yourself, because if you have this conviction, this magical understanding that your opinion is irrelevant in the conversation, you just don't say anything. So the fact that you are actually just giving the full opinion, the full take, means that you think your opinion matters.
Anybody should ever need to buy a car over $200,000. I think every person who's doing that is wasting their money. And
okay, so a car above probably 40K is already a complete waste, and you're not getting any real amount of luxury past that. You know, 40, 30, depending on your country, obviously. I'm talking about here, 15 to 20K is a pretty decent banger of a car. Okay, pretty good, has a lot of the newest systems and whatnot. 30 to 40k is luxury, pretty much, okay? Obviously, Ferraris and whatnot are different. In his country, it's probably 60k, and that's the ultra luxury level. So, you know, this opinion is already out of touch by saying 200k. No, no.
And I think it's a bad way to spend your money.
200k.
I don't think it's a good idea. I think going
200k. A car for 200k. Let's Google that. American car 200k. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah, we're literally talking about supercars. So yeah, Asmongold draws the line at supercars. Everything above a supercar is a waste of money. How down to earth, I wanna say this take is. So understandable, boys. Just don't buy anything more than a supercar or a Ferrari, and you're a normal person. Yeah, his opinions are getting just more and more out of touch, literally by the month. Every time there's a video where he talks about life, the opinions just get crazier and crazier.
going to places like Starbucks is extremely indulgent. It costs way too much money for the product being offered, and I don't go there.
Yes, but you still spend money only on fast food and restaurants. Because again, keep in mind, he does go to restaurants. I have seen plenty of videos where he's saying that, oh, he went to restaurants with his friends. Restaurants where the bill is literally multiple thousands. Again, but, you know, that's not indulgence. Starbucks is, because he doesn't like it. Okay, let me explain one thing about Asmongold. He has this why I don't live an indulgent life or something like that video, which is pure stupidity and cope. You know why? Because indulgence is different for each and every one. And he claims that he's not a person who indulges in all these extravagant things and whatnot. Because why? Because he lives a simple life. Because he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do drugs or anything like this. That is not indulgence. Not doing these things is not indulging. Doing those things is also necessarily not indulgence, by the way. Indulgence is purely based on what a person likes. That's the trick about indulgences. And he indulges himself constantly. He eats only fast, expensive food. You know, he goes to restaurants, he buys literally anything he craves, and his biggest thing is, well, he spends literally thousands of dollars on pay-to-win games. That is indulgence, because he wants that, he likes that, he knows it's wrong, but he does it because he can and he wants to. That is indulgence. The fact that he doesn't drink or do whatever isn't indulgence for him, because he doesn't like those things to begin with. Indulgences are purely based on what you like and dislike. You know? If you need to pay 10k to get beaten up and you love that, that is called an indulgence. Even though 99.999% of the world would never see it that way. But for that person, that is an indulgence. So, yeah.
I think buying designer clothes and spending over $100 on any article of clothing, unless it's like something really special, is almost always a waste of money. Especially over $500. Like, let's...
Especially over $500, okay, you see? The lines are, by the way, going to slowly increase for all of the things he says like this, because as time passes, he's going to start spending more and more money. Because there's no such thing as a millionaire who doesn't spend money. Millionaires who don't spend money are typically people who do not feel that they have earned said money. And, you know, he did put in the effort in streaming and whatnot, but, you know, there's probably definitely a part of him that feels like he has not earned this money compared to, you know, other people and whatnot. And, you know, That's why he doesn't spend it. But soon he's gonna spend it more and more. This is why these crazy things are happening. Oh, any car above 200k is indulgence. Bro, any car in America above 50k probably is a huge level of indulgence and luxury already, okay? Clothes above 500 bucks. I don't even know how you spend above 500 bucks on clothes.
Let's cut out, like, because $100 could be a different type of currency. I mean,
and again, if you want to completely baseline how he judges these things, he's just completely taking what he personally thinks matters and what doesn't matter, and assigning them the value of useless or indulgence or whatever. He doesn't value clothes, so anyone who spends money on clothes too much is obviously not right. Again, take any single thing that he thinks is bad, check it against himself, and voila, he doesn't like it. Check anything that he likes, and he spends money on it. It's very simple.
Fuck, like, it could be $100 hoodie or a jacket or something like that. That's fine. But like $500, like, absolutely not. I think you're just wasting your money and you're being stupid. Like, I don't really think that, I don't think that's really the case, but I think for everything else, it definitely is. You're wrong about buying expensive cars. Okay.
What does that mean?
Why am I wrong?
In what way wrong, though?
Yep, why am I wrong? When it puts them in a situation that might affect them badly as their fault. Put yourself in a position where you know someone creepy will appear, yet you still do it. That's on you in general.
Yeah.
Everyone that puts themselves in a situation that might affect them badly is their fault.
Yeah. If you
I
knowingly
think that's generally
do it.
the case. Yeah, you're right. But I also don't think that you should.
By the way, that argument completely just destroyed everything he said previously.
Put the fault on the person who puts themselves in that position. Because oftentimes, while a person can do things to minimize risk, the fact that the risk exists in the first place isn't necessarily their fault, and it shouldn't.
No, the risk only exists because you chose to do X. If you didn't choose to do X, then the risk wouldn't exist. Now, we can argue about it being wrong that the risk exists in the first place. And that's completely true. Risk shouldn't exist in the first place. But you knew that this risk exists, and you still chose to take it, and then you're complaining about it. Which makes you 100% in the wrong.
Be their responsibility either. Is there really not going to have a response? It's victim blaming? I mean, generally, yeah. I mean, I think that, like, for example, like, it's smart to LaFerrari was originally sold for 1.4 million base price. You're stupid.
What does that
You're
even
illiterate.
mean?
You're never going to buy one of these. Like, this is just crazy. I just... again, I think that, like...
Are we done here, honestly? Because he's just gonna fight with the chat and pick the smart ones, isn't he?
It's such a stupid argument. Most expensive cars are an investment. No, they're not. Most expensive cars are not an investment. There is, like...
Most expensive cars are actually an investment if they have potential to be a collector's item. Cars are interesting because the moment you buy a car, you have already lost roughly 10% of its value minimum. It literally is there still in the saloon, and you haven't even drove it a single time, but it has already lost 10% of its value minimum just by the fact that you have purchased it. But there are cars that are collector's items and expensive and do become more valuable over time.
Like a small subset, there is like a 1% of expensive cars that actually appreciate in value. Every single other type of use of expensive car.
1% of expensive cars is also way too high. Collector cars are not always even necessarily actually expensive.
Does not appreciate in value. Like, you would know that if you actually knew anything about this. Like, I know people that have these cars. That's how I know it. Actually true, yeah. People tell themselves...
What do you mean you know people who... Okay, I'm done with this, but this is the last out of touch thing I will explain, okay? When he says he knows people who have expensive... He literally means his streamer friends who have expensive 200k cars. That's it. And obviously, because they have 200k expensive cars, that makes them professionals in luxury car brands and collectors' cars and all of the things that are attached to these spheres. I'm so done. Anyway, this is Squizzer Said. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day. Bye bye.